All right. I'll try to get you in until you have to leave. But are we good? Okay. Welcome to the Valley High School podcast. Today we are doing a voice podcast on Lift Every Voice, the play that actually aired today in third period, and I'm here with
Wyatt Lindsay. I play Ricky Tank.
Aaron Starr played a strayer voice.
Corey.
My name is Corey Rawson. I play Gabriel.
Chloe.
My name is Chloe Sansom. I play Amy Langford.
Stop laughing, Chloe.
Okay. For
All
real,
right.
serious.
Okay. So the first major question I have for you is talking to Ghost. I want to know, why did you guys choose this play, or at least why this topic for this play? First off, why this play? Lift Every Voice. Okay.
I think that we chose this because it's something that really happens, and that, especially in high school, a lot of people don't talk about it much.
Yeah.
They just think it's like a joke, but it really happens in real life.
Okay. So to bounce off from that, I want to ask you, what do you want to show, what message do you want the audience to take home from that play? We're talking about Lift Every Voice. What are some messages that you're trying to show through that play? I know there's a lot, but just for someone who maybe hasn't seen it, what are some messages you're trying to portray? How about you, Wyatt?
When I am on that stage, my whole character, what I want to portray to the audience is that just because there are two sides of a fight it's not those two sides. There's the bystanders and people who have to watch and in awe and shock. And it's their stories too. They have backgrounds and all that. So just because there's a right and there's a wrong, or if there's no right or wrong, you still got to worry about what everyone else thinks, not just those two parties.
Okay. What about you guys? What about you, Chloe?
I think it proves that racism is still out here today, even.
Okay.
And that is still a big topic that needs to be shown.
What did you say, Corey? Just any themes throughout the play that you noticed? I mean, there was a lot. What messages would you want the audience to take home? Because there's a lot.
What message?
Yeah.
First of all, I kind of think that a lot of things that we're being taught is just one-sided. And everything in history, it depends on your perspective, all of it. And this just gives a perspective from someone that you wouldn't expect it from.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
One that people ignore.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about you?
I would say even some things that you when you post or just send a message to a friend, it could be anyone who could take it a different way, and they could send it, and then it can make a reputation on you that you didn't mean, even if it was just a joke.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who act racist just as a joke.
Yeah.
And it's not funny.
Yeah,
And
it's not.
I completely agree. And off that, I want to ask you this pretty important question here. On systemic racism, what is your opinion on it, and how does it affect us here? So, do you see any examples of systemic racism here at Valley, and what are some, if you could point it out, or at least how does it affect people at Valley here? At one point you talk about is jokes.
Yeah.
Racist jokes could be seen as systemic racism.
Yeah. And that can also start fights and drama and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Do you guys have any examples that you see around Valley?
Drama is a big part.
Yeah.
Because racism, a lot of people can use that as, oh, this person said this thing because they're this color.
Yeah.
And they could have never said that thing in the first place.
Right.
But everyone would believe it because they're that color. And it's happened quite a few times this year.
Yeah.
But it's just a terrible thing that can happen, and it does happen.
What about Chloe, Corey? Do you guys have any thoughts on
Kind
that?
of already said mine.
Okay. What about you?
I think, the jokes, and I feel especially in the freshmen, they want to be cool and try to impress the upperclassmen, so they mess around and do kind of the things that the upperclassmen does, but especially being a freshman, you can be a little more sensitive,
Yeah.
and they can take it to heart and get really upset about
So on this notion of themes that you guys are showing and messages you're trying to send, can you explain how the national anthem is racist for those who haven't seen the play? So can you, just for those who haven't seen it, can you guys explain to the audience how that is? It's a hard question.
It was
I know.
made by a racist white.
As they say in the play.
Yeah,
I mean,
basically,
it
right?
says it in the play.
Okay.
But-
Third verse.
Like,
I think unfairly, some of us have not listened to the third verse of the American national anthem,
Okay.
and
Most people
we should
don't,
have
really. Yeah.
But just by reading it off a script, even if you haven't heard it, you know that there is a meaning to it, and you know why people haven't played it openly on radio stations and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why it's not there. Even if you've never heard it, there's a reason why you haven't heard it.
Okay. So you guys all personally believe that the national anthem is racist?
Corey's like,
We can listen to the third verse and maybe
yeah,
be like, okay.
The third verse is.
Yeah, it's a little. I
Uh.
don't know it myself, but
I think that it is racist, but I also think that everyone believes what they believe. Like,
Yeah.
if I think
Yeah.
you should just respect others. So, like, if another person, like in your family or your friend group, doesn't like it, then you shouldn't like try to argue with them about
Yeah.
how
Of
it's
course.
not
Yeah.
because it's their feelings, so that's how they.
and that's kind of something that y'all brought up in Literary Voice. You know, as a conflict.
Many
of just
people
different
are-
beliefs.
Many people are raised differently.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, another question I have for you is: how does doing this show affect you, and how does it affect the school?
It brings to light a subject that most people, as we said before, would just make fun of.
Yeah.
And because this is all in Chicago. This took place in Chicago. It's a real story.
Yeah.
And we're happy that we're able to show it to other places in the world about how this still goes on, even if you're not in that state or that school.
Yeah.
People will take things out of their own belief and just announce it without even thinking about every other person's feelings.
Okay.
So the fact that we're taking this to competition to show more people about this serious topic is very inspiring for
How
us.
does it affect you though?
Affected me.
Personally, how does it affect you personally? And I want to know everyone else as well. How does doing this affect you?
I'm just glad that I'm able to be a part of these beautiful people, especially Corey. I mean, come on,
Yeah,
best
Corey's
actor
a
there.
star.
Oh, wait.
And just show this subject that unfortunately I myself have just ignored,
Yeah.
which
Would you say
hopefully
you're just ignorant? of the subject?
at the beginning I was just like, oh, we're doing
I'm
another
saying-
controversial play.
Yeah.
But as it went on, I'm like, okay, this needs to be said.
Yeah.
You just did not know about the topic, is what you're saying, or?
I was a replacement for the play, so I was
Right.
like, oh,
Yeah.
we're doing another controversial play because I was already in Laramie.
Yeah.
And
And Laramie
then,
was
uh,
another challenging. play.
Laramie
Yeah.
was very challenging.
Okay, but for you as well, Aaron, and Corey, everyone, I want to know, how did this play affect you personally?
I think
in doing this.
it affected me because I got to see kind of what happens around because where I used to live in like a very like small town and it was filled with like really old white people and my siblings were like mixed and stuff and so like I saw on a daily basis them get made fun of and they're like 4 and it's like kind of shows me that it's not like it's like everywhere. It happens everywhere. Not just in small I feel like everyone is racist. Even if it's just in your mind.
Yeah.
Like everyone.
And that's just part of systemic racism, would you say?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about you, Corey? How does this play affect you? How does doing this play affect you?
Firstly, I kind of. Okay, let me be y'all. Okay.
Yeah.
So
okay.
firstly, I don't know. It took me a minute to personally connect with my character because I was so focused on like trying to be perfect with everything and not trying to be perfect for the right reasons, if you get what I mean.
So can you elaborate?
So basically, I was trying to be perfect to please my other actors here,
Yeah.
instead of trying to be perfect to portray the character for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Okay. And what would be the right reasons? in your
So
opinion?
our point gets across. So like everyone just understands. Because another thing this opened up my eyes to is just like, I get that everyone has their own opinions and their own perspectives and all of that.
Yeah.
But also as a whole, like I just try to perceive things. We all as a whole, our generation, joke about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And actually, kids of color, they don't understand like playing when it was actually people who was 2 generations before us trying to fight for that freedom, if you get what I'm saying.
Okay.
So basically, and it just like, I don't know, it personally kind of hurts a little because like I do my research and I love my, being black and I love this show, but other kids, they just don't see it. And I don't think they understand how important it is and how they're kind of sort of purposely forgetting our own history.
Really? And why would you say that is?
Because, like, firstly, I hate to say it like this, but I don't think school teaches it the way that it should be. Like I said, different perspectives, all of that. They only give a perspective of one side.
Yeah.
And
I'm just going to ask you, how do you think the school should teach it? In your opinion, if you have an idea and vision.
I think, first of all, I think the schools should seek out those students who do want to personally find out more and stuff like that, because I remember a time where I wanted to find out more about my history, and I didn't know where to start. So that should be firstly where they start. And secondly, to slowly start bringing in those like historical figures and like, people that actually matter, like someone who can connect with them, because a teacher can only do so much.
I agree.
And I think they should just bring in those people who's actually been there, witnessed it, can personally connect with people who's been there. Because a lot of people, like, a lot of kids, like, I feel like we're oppressed.
Yeah.
Like, our opinions are oppressed for grown-ups.
Yeah.
And our generation, we speak our opinion now. And I don't think we speak it for the right reasons. And I think we all just need to start speaking our mind on topics that are actually important to us and for what we stand for, our morals and all of that.
Okay. Does anyone want to elaborate on what he said? Anything else?
I think.
Okay. Thank you, Corey. I'm going to say you did great at the play today as well.
You.
As Corey said, and I'm going to bounce off it.
Yeah.
The school, every school at this point, needs to teach 2 different sides of a lesson instead of just, here's how the Africans were taken from their home one week and the next, we're going back to the British fighting the Americans. Like, that's a completely different switch than what we were learning. And it's because people forget it. They're like, I got to do work so I don't get in trouble.
So would you guys say the teaching of history is extremely important?
Yeah.
Knowing your history is very important.
It shouldn't just be taught as like a class to get past, to graduate. It should be taught as to prepare yourself for what everyone has gone through and what everyone will go through.
Okay.
Inevitably.
So, I did not get to ask you, Chloe, on how the play affects you. So how does doing this play affect you?
I was actually one of the people who had to audition for the play.
Okay. And how was that?
For us to audition, Mr. Gus had us literally read the script, a line of the script, and he would get 2 people, and they would both go back and forth saying each line from each side. And I remember that moment in my mind. I was like, "This is like a very important play, and it really needs to be heard."
Yeah. Yes. And that was one of the main reasons why I joined.
Yeah.
But like overall, how has this play changed you? Would you say? All of you? Has it changed the way you look at things? Has it changed the way?
It has. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
But it has made me like open up more. Like, it's made me realize more. Like, I've already known about racism before, but it made me open up a little bit more.
Okay. I want to ask, what are some challenges playing on stage and even becoming someone else besides yourself in terms of a character?
Sorry.
You're good.
For me, since I'm playing like a role that most people wouldn't like
A role that seems to be in the right, but
yeah.
deep down you know it's not.
Yeah.
It's like, for me, acting, it's really hard to stay in character because it's like I gotta be a completely different person, and for me, like, sometimes it does like scare me of like people thinking I am like this person,
Yeah.
but I know that I'm not.
What'd you say? Why? I mean, what about when you play? Have you played someone who was like more noble, or someone who was?
Sorry, what?
We played someone who was more noble. Would you say like someone who is
Honorable.
more
More of a morality.
Yeah, more better morals. Someone that you'd want people to mistake you for. I
feel
guess.
like it might have been the same way because also you would still have the pressure
Right.
of everyone. Like, oh, I cannot let these people down.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Wyatt? At least for.
When I'm on stage, we're all playing different characters who aren't ourselves.
Yeah.
Except me, I'm just reading lines. The character's exactly me. But it's because I play a comedy character, but also the stereotype of they know a lot about the situation, but they're too scared of picking a side.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be affiliated with a group, but want to be part of everyone.
Yeah.
And it's hard to just be on stage and be have happy go fun through the first act and then be like, okay, now this is getting serious, and make sure the audience knows that this is not the Ricky from when he walked in. This is the Ricky when he saw the fight happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the character arc throughout this just one moment and these like 28 minutes of this room and dialogue changes everybody.
It does. It does. And what about you, Aaron?
Some challenges are probably like, so for me in this specific play is my character's from Guatemala and her family was like murdered. I'm not, so and that hasn't happened to me. So it's like I'm speaking, like I have to like kind of like what I think is like I have to get this right because I'm speaking for a community I'm not part of, and I have to voice it for them. So like in one of the parts I have to get really angry, and it's like hard for me because I didn't experience it, but like there's pressure that like I have to get it right because there are people who in this school who are Hispanic or that has happened to them, and like I feel like that I have to do this like for them so that their voice is heard.
Yeah.
And so that people know that like racism isn't only with like black people, it's like all races, every race.
And I want to ask, what are some benefits for doing this? Like, what are some reasons people should come out and act, and people should do what you guys do?
Some benefits would be the people you act with, they become a family. Like me and Chloe, like I didn't know her, but like we've got like super close, and it's like it helps build. Like it's especially for if you're like shy or you're not super good with making friends. Like like me and Ricky, we weren't really friends. Like me and
Didn't even say my actual name.
Wyatt, me and Wyatt, we weren't friends, but like, and I didn't really like him at first, but like, as you like compete and like win, and do more and more shows that are just great, it's like easier.
Okay.
And
First
then,
impression is always different than
yeah.
the known person. That didn't make sense at all.
It's okay. All right. What about you? You think both of you guys? I want to know. So
Acting with a crew, especially high school students,
Okay.
that you're in the same grade with, they're younger than you or they're older than you. When I started acting, it was between last year, and I had no acting preference. I had never acted before. Most of that cast never acted before. But that play was so, like, connected. They connected with us. We played those characters just amazingly because they were us. We've been through those moments.
Yeah.
And to go to the championship together, knowing that we worked hard and we built these characters for like months, and to get an award for best actor, best direction, it's just an amazing feeling to know that these people have worked alongside you and have been anxious and scared, and you had to cheer them up for what was coming. And they do feel like a family. no matter how small the crew is, you're all still a family.
How dare you?
Okay. No pun intended. Well, pun intended. Now, now that you said that.
Fight of her height again.
What about you, Chloe?
Being on stage, being in the moment, it really can open up like your entire life. It can make you grow as a person and everything. And then at the end, whenever everyone stands up, applauds, that's like the biggest part. It's where you realize that what you are doing is actually important, and like people understand that and like you actually told this story, and it does help us grow and get connected with each other. So yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. I got 2 more questions for you guys, and we can end it off. But I think this one is very important, at least in my opinion. Where do you want theater to take you in the future? And I mean, how are you going to use these skills in the future? We're talking about, like, not even becoming an actor, but how are you going to use these presentation skills, or what are you going to use in the future with this?
Theater is not just acting. It's about expressing your voice and changing your tone and making sure people listen to you. So if you, like, take theater in high school, you're able to be, like, a presentator for, like, the newest iPhone and all that stuff. But you can get people to listen to you and experience different emotions, how you talk. And to me, I would like to use that for music, because I like making music.
Yeah.
And using acting, when you see those musicians on stage, like with those emotions, they flip their hair, all that stuff, it's to give the audience a feeling that you're with them. It's the electricity. And I would like to express that, even if it's a slow song or anything, just the atmosphere of the stage and the music is what gets me, because I love music.
What type of music do you like?
I used to like pop, and like Michael Jackson was the first person I listened to a lot.
Yeah.
Then I got into rock and the Beatles. What are you laughing at?
You.
Okay.
Laughing at
Fair
Michael
enough.
Jackson? Are you for real? That's okay.
But I got into more rock, and I was like, I like rock way better.
Yeah.
And then I got back into Michael Jackson, because then I figured out that he was rock. And now I'm back at Michael Jackson.
But you said you make music?
I have a guitar, and I've made a couple of songs, but I just don't have the stuff to make them.
Okay.
Excuse me? You want to say that to the mic? Okay.
Aaron. Where do you want these skills taken in the future?
For me, I think
Can't think now, can you?
like they help you like kind of like find who you are, and like especially with this play, like gave me like knowledge on stuff. And like when I first came to Valley, I was like, I hated Valley. Like I hated it. I used to think like if you went to Valley, your parents hated you.
Did you come here as a freshman? Or?
Yeah, I'm a freshman.
Okay.
But when I like at the beginning of the year, I was like, this school sucks. Like I want to go to Manual. It's just better. But like,
I feel like everyone thought that.
but like
Yeah, that's just
Valley, like it makes me think like Valley is good. Like who won? Who made it to state?
Yeah.
Not Atherton, Valley. And it's just like, it kind of like I was really shy. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and it's like, it kind of like makes you like find who you are, like what you like.
It's very important. I think Valley has a great community if you can find it.
Yeah.
And I think we have a lot to offer, like even with acting. And so like, for you, when it comes
Oh
to skills,
goodness, there's so many things.
there's so many, Chloe.
I know for me, in acting, like you gotta like learn how to like, what's the word?
Act.
No, like portray your voice, like get louder.
Get louder.
Project.
That's a
project.
big issue.
I'm in ROTC and I'm a PTO, and it really helped me
They project a
like
lot.
actually like
Project.
take care of the platoon and things like that.
Yeah.
And I also like music, but I'm not like into it like you. And I have also, anyways,
Just stared at me, said that for no reason, just
yeah.
continued.
But and it does help too with that stuff. And I think, like you said again, it can help people actually listen to what you're saying. And for me, I've always had a big problem with that. I've always had trouble with getting people to actually listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So ever since I have started acting, more people have actually started to listen to me more, which is a very big thing for me.
Since you got on
You got
stage,
a-
you see the spotlight.
You got an audience, you got a spotlight right now. Is there anything you'd like to say? Talk about people not listening to you. Here you go. This is your chance right here. Is there anything you'd like to say? Anything.
Anything?
Anything.
Well, one, don't let anyone stop what you want to do. What you want to do is what you want to do. Don't let anyone stop you from doing that. Another thing is, like, the real world, it can be very brutal. Like, very brutal. And I think we've all learned that.
Yeah.
So, like, you honestly do have to prepare yourself for that.
And how do you prepare yourself for it?
Learning, like, everything. And, like, learn information about it. Learn what you can do. And really learn about, like, try to, like, plan what you could do to, like, how do I say this? Like, to be prepared for the real world.
Yeah. Okay. I agree. What about you, Wyatt? Is there anything you'd like to say? Wyatt or Aaron? Anything you guys like to tell everyone? Anything, Wyatt?
A lot of people, including me, make jokes about other clubs like ROTC and all that stuff because of the seriousness.
I'm bullied.
And I'm talking.
I'm bullied.
Oh my god.
but
Show her out of it. She's a freshman. It's okay.
freshman.
See, this is the exact
But-
example.
But people joke about different clubs because of what people tell or what rumors are spread or
Yeah.
how they act. Like, people make fun of ROTC because of how stuck up they are
Yeah.
and how, like, serious they are, but that's because they want people to listen and to give people confidence and all that stuff.
And they're also, like, serious. Like, if, like, certain people in ROTC, they're actually planning to do, like, maybe, like, Navy, Army, things like that, etc. And, like, people make fun of them about it,
Yeah.
but, like, they're actually serious about it.
They're not
They
doing it for a
want-
paycheck.
Yeah, they're actually wanting to do it.
Same thing with theater. People act
Yeah.
and portray these things, and everyone's like, "Oh, that was funny. I'm not gonna watch one again, but that's all right." But these people want to do this because they have a
Yeah.
message and they have a goal, and they're in love with it in
Yeah.
one way or another. Except band class. Band class is just.
You know what? Be quiet. I'm in band. Don't mess with me. I'm a color guard, girl. I beat you up with my rifle.
Well, I think that's pretty much everything we got. If there's anything else you guys would like